Guys, it's Artsy, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking mushrooms from my yard, because apparently my yard is a greenhouse when it rains a lot, into characters. This video is totally 100% stolen from Prickly Alpaca, so I'll link them above. For my mushroom girls, my only rule is that they all need to have cute mushroom hats, such as these, so let's go. Alright, so I started out by doing some thumbnail sketches in my book and just fleshing out the designs of these characters. I originally did 4, I'm not gonna lie, and here were the honorable mention mushrooms, but then I hated the designs I did, and I also realized that it was way too much work to do 4 whole illustrations that each take 3 hours on my iPad. Also, my cat was being adorable right now. He is the best, except for this morning when he woke me up by staring at me and meowing in my face about 2 centimeters from my face. Can you tell I'm salty about it? Anyway, I got a little bit off topic, just a little bit though. But I picked these 2 mushrooms at first that I wanted to do because they made me the most inspired. I really loved the colors of the first one. It was pink and red and orange and yellow, and it was so pretty. And then the other one was mostly orange and yellow and tans, so I stuck to that color palette. I also tried to do the body shapes based on the different ways that the mushrooms look, like the body of the mushroom, if you know what I mean. So I gave my first character really long legs and broad shoulders, and my other character kind of more of a pear shape because the mushroom looked like that. I already put my references up on screen, but basically I used this light blue bell-bottom jeans, I believe, bell-bottom jeans as a reference for my tall mushroom girl, and although I made them ombre reds and pinks and yellows in the drawing that I did, you can't see it in the illustration, but you can see it in the design. And then for the other girl, the reference I used was of this really pretty cottagecore flowy top that I put on my other girl, or I used it as inspiration. The texture wasn't exactly the same, but it looked very similar to what I wanted. I really like the style I did for the 2 of these. I feel like this time I'm actually talking about the drawing, which is super rare for me. Usually I just talk about random stuff, but I have a lot to talk about these drawings. So I really liked the style I did. I think that the line art looked really pretty and stuff, and I tried to step out of my comfort zone by doing different shaped noses and faces and bodies because I was really inspired by the mushrooms that I picked. Also, by the way, if I forgot to mention this earlier, they were all from my yard, which I thought was cool. And it started with me just going outside and drawing some mushrooms. I was like, I should make characters. That seems like a good idea. And then I watched a different video, the one by Prickly Alpaca, where she did this too. And I was like, oh, this is actually fun. I should make a video out of this. Also, tell me if you want to see a part 2 with flowers from my yard and stuff, although I think that they're all starting to die because it's getting cold, and I love fall. That was a huge tangent, sorry about that. Anyways, I added some jewelry on her to make her look a little bit dainty, because the mushroom just gave off very pretty feminine girl vibes, or at least that was my interpretation of it, so that's what I went with. And I played around a little bit with the effects in Procreate when I was doing my coloring, so I think that the shadows and everything really pops in a way that I like. Not as much with the other one, but I think I like the drawing more in the other one. I like the colors more in this one, which it's a nice balance to have one drawing where one thing is excelling and then another drawing where another thing is excelling. Overall, I think that I did a really good job on these 2, and I think that they're both super pretty. I love the I think it's called a jellyfish cut on her with the big braid. I thought that was creative, and it kind of mimicked the shape of the mushroom overall, which I liked. Her top I inspired based on a traditional mushroom with the very roundness and the underbelly part where I shaded that, and it's kind of just whimsical. Also, these aren't fairies, but they're also not really human because they don't have wings, but I wanted them to look a little bit fantasy nonsense, but still things that you could actually see in the real world, if you know what I know, high fashion model stuff, except for streetwear high fashion. I don't know if that's a thing. Oh, speaking of high fashion, Fashion Week happened, or New York Fashion Week happened, and I was in the city, I was in New York, and I had no idea, and I was just there's a lot of models out right now. Yeah, that's why. And I would love to go to a show someday, so, if the world could make that happen, that'd be awesome, because I am super into fashion. I love it. Anyways, for the shading, I went with what I usually do, which is kind of a mix of like hard and soft shading. So some parts I like to keep it really like stiff and hard, and then some parts I like to kind of fan it out around the edges, and it makes a really cool effect, I think. And oh my god, shading the bottom of the hat was so fun. I remember sitting there on the phone with my friend and being absolutely enjoying the process. This whole illustration was actually really fun. Both of them were. I am incapable of just doing one thing, like just drawing or like just watching TV. I need to draw while I watch TV or watch TV while I draw. It's bad, I know. It's so Gen Z, but I'm Gen Z, so it's fine. Oh yeah, and by the way, can you tell that I'm sick? Because I'm definitely sick. I have like a minor cold. It's fine. I'm going to school tomorrow. But I'm so confused on my math homework right now. Help. Because I missed Friday. And by the way, it's a Sunday right now. And I missed Friday, so I am extremely confused. Anyways, back to the drawing. I was just editing some final effects and doing the background, and also I was doing some color dodge stuff, which I know that Sam does art likes to use a lot, and it just finishes it makes it look really pretty. And I chose green for the background because I wanted to make the drawing really pop, and I just went through and I added some extra little shading and highlights to make everything really just come together. So that's it. Do you like it? I'll show it again at the end of the video, don't worry. And on to my next drawing. This one is of the short and stout mushroom girl, and I think that I like this drawing more, as I said earlier, but I don't like the colors as much, but the composition is like pretty and creative, and I love drawings of people holding their hair. I don't know why. I love hair in general. I should really become a hairdresser. For this design, I wanted to give her nose a little more definition. Like I wanted to give her, I don't know what it's called, but a nose with less just like streamline and more like of a hump in the middle, and I think that it came out really pretty. I just wanted to do that because of the mushroom is less smooth than the other one. It's kind of more textured, and I realized that I haven't really drawn any noses like that ever. I also gave her a ton of freckles because I love freckles, and the mushroom was very spotted, and mostly just because I love freckles. For the colors, I gave her pale skin to kind of go with, like the other girl, to go with her color palette. And I don't know if I should have given her like a tanner skin tone or a darker skin tone, or it would have gone better, but I feel like this really contrasts the orange well because it's a more peachy skin tone, or a more olivey. Olivey and peachy are opposites. No, it's definitely more peachy. Also, for the hair, I wanted to give her like big fluffy hair at the end, but kind of like waterfall hair. It's the kind of hair my old OC used to have, or she's still my OC, but my OC used to have before I changed her design up. And I made the ends like a little pop of orange. I took like a really deep orange and I only used it twice in the whole illustration. I gave her these like fluffy eyebrows, and I thought that that one came out so well, and they were so pretty, because it's just not something I usually do, or I give people big eyebrows, but usually they're one shape. They don't look like clouds. I made them look like clouds. I think that the color palette on her is really pretty. It's just less saturated than the other one because I didn't play around with the effects as much as I did with my other drawing. You can't see it here, but I gave her kind of like boots and a skirt, a mini skirt with little fringe on the end to match her hair in the same color. And on the hat, I also had fun shading this hat. You don't see it yet, but at the end, I added a bunch of little dots on some of the parts of the mushroom hat, and I think it came out super well. This is where I changed the settings of the shading and made it really pop and more vibrant, and I think that that kind of brought the whole piece together. I didn't give her any jewelry because I thought it was going to make her look way too cluttered, considering she already has flat freckles and her hair is like big and there's a lot going on already, so I felt like I could hold off. Also, the mushroom didn't strike me as dainty like the other one, although I did make the girl look very dainty. That might have been my bad. But it was just like kind of cute and not as much like small and soft. So that's kind of the vibe I went with this girl. So I tried something new with the eyes on my short mushroom girl. I'm just calling them the short one and the tall one because I don't have names or anything. So for her eyes, I kind of made them like a squiggly line, a bunch of squiggly lines, or I don't really know how to explain it, but kind of the way that her hair at the ends looks. And that's not really something I usually do. I do different shapes, but usually it's not like designs. But I think I should do more designs because it came out really well and I really liked the way that it looked. As always, ask me questions in the comments if you like. I'll answer them in the comments. And the video's not ending. I'm just saying this before it does end because usually people click away a little bit before the end, which is fine. I'm fine with it. You don't need to watch my videos all the way through. I purely make them for entertainment, not the views. That's why I don't say like and subscribe at the end. I just say I'll see you guys next time because I don't know. The real ones stick around if they like the content. I don't feel like you guys have any obligation to me, which I know that that's not really normal YouTuber stuff. Oh god, I sound like, oh, I'm not like other girls. But I seriously don't believe that like you should like and subscribe just because I say it, or you don't owe me anything. I don't even watch my videos without liking and subscribing. That was a whole tangent and a half, but I think that we're drawing to the end of this drawing. Pun intended! I didn't even realize that. Here's where I add the little dots on the hat, and I thought that they looked super cute. But overall, this drawing, I really liked both of them, I'm gonna be honest. But this one, I think I ended up even preferring in the end, but the colors are so vibrant and pretty in the other one, so I can't say that I don't prefer the other one in that station. Anyways, here are the final pieces and the reveals. I hope that you like them all, or both. Per usual, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and bye!